Big Bad Iga, wild on tour. And this video is brought to you via the Doctrine of Fair Use of Fair Dealing, as well as the Digital Millennium Act. And we have the main event. Liudmila, one of your top-ranked Russians, taking on Iga Swiatek, the world's #1. Does she need an introduction? I'm sorry, she doesn't. The first set, guys, what's up with the play lately in New York City? Has anyone noticed that all of the players are literally using all of their service clock? Now, I noticed a trend here, and it started recently, in particular, probably since the tour resumed after France, with most of the ladies coming back playing, the top tier ladies. All the players that I'm watching, they're using all of their service clock. That's interesting, and this is what I think. I think the players that start to play fast and speed opponents up, I think they're going to have an edge into the next season. I'm telling you, all of these players, they're taking their time on the line, and the game is starting to slow down. So I think the player that comes out and plays very fast and aggressive next year, I think they could have a solid year. And in the words of Iga Swiatek, she takes the first set 6-4. Mentioning totals, did you guys see that match with Pegula earlier against Diana Snyder? Pegula was up 5-2 serving for the set. I went to get a beverage. Next thing I know, she was on serve 5-4, and Diana had the advantage to tie it up at 5, but Pegula would be lifted by the crowd in New York City. She was born in New York. The same with Emma Navarro, both of these billionaire daughters. But listen, guys, Liudmila, she's game. The last couple times she's played Iga Swiatek, she's got bagels. She hasn't played well. In the first set, I felt she played well. She didn't go to her drop shot much, but she did really extend the rallies with good shot-making ability, just forcing Iga Swiatek on the back foot occasionally, not much. She did have some breakpoint opportunities, but she couldn't convert them. In the first set, guys, Iga Swiatek was on the money. 2 aces, 0 double faults. She got 66% of her first serves in play. She won 84% of her first serves. She won 36% of Liudmila's second serves, 35% of her first serves. 2 for 3 on breakpoint opportunities, 8 winners to 4. And listen, guys, she did make 13 unforced errors, but she won the net points. And I just felt that for Liudmila to win a set, she'd have to go to the short ball. And again, these ladies, they're taking their time using the service clock. It's a resource, why not? But I do feel the game, it's being slowed down dramatically. But again, I think with the tour and the schedule being a big topic, I think ladies are really concerned with injuries, especially with Elena Rybakina pulling out, the Iga killer, if you will, pulling out of the U.S. Open. And me personally, I think Rybakina is on a silent type of boycott. I think she's trying to make fans start the discussion where she'll pick up later on. I don't think she wants to initiate it. As she said, she'll talk about a lot of these issues when the time is right. I think she wants us to talk about it. And if you go over to the website, I'll have that up pretty soon. We're going to start talking about these news stories, because the reality here is there's something wrong with Rybakina. When you talk about Jessica Ponche, when you talk about just someone that plays with one hand, how hurt is Elena to not play that match? I mean, I felt if she's at least 60%, she wins that match. Is she 50, 40%? That concerns me, and I think it's a silent protest, because we could have possibly saw a matchup with Iga Swiatek. And I think Rybakina wins that 9 times out of 10. But nonetheless, guys, Iga Swiatek in control here. She's now leading, and that worried look on Liudmila's face, I don't like it. That concerns me. Who's going to beat Iga Swiatek, guys? Right now, it's wide open, but I'm telling you, the 2 ladies I think can win this thing, Aryna Sabalenka. I think right now she's got Iga's number on hard. That's just my personal opinion. Go back to Texas, the WTA finals. Dickey's Arena, I was there. Sabalenka put it on Iga Swiatek. And listen, guys, I think Mukova's playing very, very well. She is so calm in the pocket. She's like a quarterback. She is dictating the pace, the tempo, short balls, deep, mid, switching pace. She looks solid. I think Carolina can beat anyone in this tournament, and I think Sabalenka, those are the 2 ladies you have to. Iga's playing well, but she's losing a lot of service games. I mean, the pick in this match by far was to take Liudmila, to win 5 service games. I mean, why not take it? That was the easy pick. Take her to win 5 service games. She's just got to win one more service game in the second set. Will she do it? We'll see, guys, because Iga's Bakery might be open for the second set. Tennis in a minute. Iga's headed towards another quarterfinal in New York. What can you say? She's amazing. Tennis in a minute. We're going to talk more about Coco as well. Again, guys, Coco, in my personal opinion, I just felt since she's come on the scene, she's been the person that everyone felt would take the torch from Serena. She started out, I mean, remember Serena saying, Coco, I was never that good at 15 years old. This young lady's amazing. She is, and we know that. But the reality here, she has a lot of pressure, a lot of weight on her shoulders, and people don't realize a 19, 20-year-old young girl, even going back to 17, that's a lot of stress to have the entire world on your hands. And I just feel Coco, whenever she plays a match, her opponent plays their best. They get up for it. Coco knows the media is going to write 10 to 12. Every day I see 15 stories about Coco. She knows the media is going to write tons of stories about her, whether she wins or loses. And I just feel that she needs a coach that's going to take what she does and just fine tune it. I don't think we need to change what she does. Her game wasn't broken. We knew she was the future of tennis when she was 15 years old. And I just think now we're in the situation where she's so sweet and classy, right? She's held on to so many of these just dark things that go on the WTA tour, and she's kept it classy in these interviews. She talked about dancing and TikTok and being happy. And people don't understand this. You know, they try to find stories that just aren't true. They run with this narrative that, you know, her forehand is all messed up. You're not watching her matches. You didn't see her go toe-to-toe, forehand to forehand, blow for blow with Svitolina. You didn't see that? You didn't see her go forehand to forehand with Vivara? No, because you're not watching the entire matches. You're watching what people say to generate news stories and clicks and likes and views. That's not true. It's not the truth. And the reality here is I do think we have the obvious issue. 19 double faults. It's Sabalenka. Remember Sabalenka was the double fault queen when she had a stretch there where she was averaging 20 double faults. We remember that. She went and got a mechanics coach. The average coach can teach you how they think you should serve, but a mechanics coach is going to be a lot more technical. They're going to work on that form. For example, take a look at Shaquille O'Neal. Remember Shaquille O'Neal when he played, he couldn't make free throws. He went and worked with some of the best mechanics coaches, the best free throw shooters. He changed his approach. His average never really improved, right? Because the reality here is the size of his hands in terms of the ball, there's nothing no one could do to fix that. So when we look at Coco and we see these coaches come along and they're trying to change what she was doing okay in the first place and it's getting worse, you have to take note of that. And you have to now go back to how she initially served. How do you do that? You're going to have to bring in a mechanics coach and you're really going to have to blow the whole thing up and just start over. How do you go back when you've been practicing something for the last year? How do you go back to what you used to do? You can't. It's now embedded in you. And this is why I think if you hire a coach and your results start to drop, the coach has got to accept responsibility. If a coach is hired to coach a team or a player and the results are getting worse with your game plan in place, it's not a good fit. It's not a good fit. And we have to realize this and we have to understand this. This young lady is phenomenal. She owns the head-to-head against a lot of these top-tier players. She's had a lot more success at a young, early age. We're not just going to throw this out the window and ignore this because now the changes in her game plan are bringing up a lot abhorrent statistics. We're not going to ignore this kind of stuff. We need to make changes. We have to be proactive. It's not working. David Witt, if you're on an advisory role to Frances Tiafoe, you need someone in Coco's camp needs to reach out to David Witt, Stefano before someone picks him up. These are the two best free agent coaches right now. And of course, if David Witt's, if he's obligated to Francis, then he's not available. But Stefano, you have to scoop him up. That guy's a phenomenal coach. I've been saying it for the longest. He's the best coach. When Elena Rybakina has a problem mid-match, this guy finds the issue, he problem solves, and she comes back. He is a phenomenal coach. I would love to see him with Coco. He's technical. He's a great serving coach. Look at Elena Rybakina. Literally, the last few years on tour, the best server along with Alicia Parks and Caroline Garcia. Coco needs to get Stefano before it's too late. He's an amazing coach. He will fix that serve. Get Stefano right now. Tennis in a minute. Iga in control. And she's probably going to win another U.S. Open title. We'll be back.